Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scribo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for Taroscopes. This is the Taroscopes for the sign of Pisces. That's Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. Before we get to the card reading, I'm going to be using the Navigators Tarot of the Mystic Sea, one of my favorites to work with Pisces, it seems. Of course, Pisces is the sign of the Mystic Sea, so why not, right? And we're all trying to navigate, aren't we? Well, Pisces, there's a couple of things happening. Saturn is moving into your sign this month, and it is going to be there until 2026. So we're being tested. All the Pisces are being tested. And, hopefully we pass with flying colors. And what doesn't work, we have to let go of. And what does work, we have to build upon. So that's happening. We also have Pluto moving into Aquarius, first time in 248 years that it happened. And Aquarius, of course, is the sign associated with humanity. Pluto is about transformation. So we're going to have some pretty profound transformational experiences over the 22 years or so. We do have a conjunction between Chiron and Jupiter. That's a 1 in sort of 14-year cycle. That's happening on the 11th, an expansion and an opportunity for healing, that which healing our wounds around self, Aries, around bullying, Aries, around war, Aries, around toxic masculinity, Aries, about pain around being your authentic self, Aries, and just being, the beingness of it all. What else? The sun moves into Aries this month. We have a new moon in Aries. We have a full moon in Pisces, is it? We have a full moon in Virgo. That's happening on the 7th. That's the same day that Saturn moves into Pisces. So we are going to get an eyeful. We're going to get an eyeful. Of course, that full moon in Virgo opens up the your 1st and 7th house. So relationships become a focus this month as we move through this month. All right, let's see. I think that's all I want to say about the astrology. If you want more specifics about the astrology, you can check out my Kabbalah and astrology of March, which will come out, will also come out today. And I'm probably just going to concentrate on the first week. There's a lot happening in March, so I will be putting something out every week because of the profound shifts and changes that are happening at this time. In case you need a navigator of your mystic sea. The stars are great navigators. We've been navigating by the stars for centuries. Why should it change now? All right. Let us see. Let us see. We have discrimination coming up. This is a Gemini card. This is the Lovers. It's about choice. The first card up says we have a choice. We have a choice to make. What is the challenge to that choice? Sometimes it's a little dangerous. We don't exactly know what we're getting ourselves into. It's a little precipitous. Change is always challenging here. I'm not sure why this guy is kind of stepping on his sword instead of maybe using it to steady himself. But this is about the choice needs to be an informed one. And the Page of Swords always sort of tells us to listen to what's being said, maybe even listen to what's not being said, right? And just keep your ears open. Keep your ears open as you make this choice. Let's see what's at the root. There's been an illumination. Something has been illuminated. And so while the choice may be clear, it still may be a little bit dangerous to go in that direction, at least initially. It takes some courage to move forward in this case. The past, we have the Five of Pentacles. This is generally about loss, loss of money, loss of resources. This guy looks like he's lost his foot, actually. Oh, no, he didn't lose his foot. That would be terrible. Well, that's interesting because the feet are ruled by Pisces, but you can see that he hasn't quite lost his foot, but his foot is in the cold here. His foot is in the snow. And he doesn't have much clothes on, so that can't be very comfortable. So there's a certain feeling of being left out in the cold in the past, perhaps. Let's see what's in the sky. Ah, the Three of Wands. Uh-oh. That's so very Pisces to say, isn't it? The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands. This is about putting your wand into the fire, right? Potentiating the potential. We have an egg here. So this is about rebirth, really, or a new birth, or new potentials forming with the Three of Wands. It's a wonderful card. I love the Three of Wands, one of my favorites. The immediate future, we have the Death card. So we have change in the immediate future, letting go of that which no longer serves us and being reborn into something new. Just, nothing too major. How it's seen from the outside. This is a card of this. It's called dissipation. This is dissipation, but there is this sense of sort of being caught up in some sort of addiction, or caught up in, you've been sort of like netted here, and it's hard to find the oxygen, right? Because you're sort of like stuck under the ocean here. People may feel like you are connected to something that may not be to your benefit. And however, this card, while there's a net here, the net is attached to a boat, which can pull you out of the water. So this is also that perhaps people think you need some help to help you get yourself out of a sticky situation that you can't do by yourself. Your domestic situation. The Devil here. The Devil is about being chained to lesser, lower vibrational energies, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. If there's any of that happening in your home life, well, not rock and roll. Rock and roll's okay. Sex is okay too. And drugs used in the right way are good too. It's about becoming dependent on those things to reach a level. Just like medicine, when you're sick, you want to take the medicine so you can get better. But if you keep taking the medicine loses its power to make you better and ends up hurting you. So that's the energy we're looking at in your domestic situation. You need to look to see perhaps what habits you have that are not working to your benefit. Hopes and fears. The Magician. Can you do it? Can you foster all your power and concentrate your energy to manifest something? The outcome is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords. This is called, in this deck, it's called desperation. Not a good place to be, and certainly not a good place to make a decision from. Let's continue and see if we can get a major arcana. We have the King of Wands. That's being in charge from a place of certainty and judgment. So there's a judgment coming down, an awakening that's happening. Honestly, I feel like you're going to awaken to the fact that you have some sort of addiction of some sort. And it doesn't have to be a physical addiction. It doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol like they always talk about with Pisces. You could even be addicted to something that just actually makes you feel better. It could be food, makes you feel better without actually making you better. Okay. So you're waking up to that. And of course, with Saturn in your sign, you're going to wake up to that. One of the things that we're going to learn about is addiction with Saturn in Pisces, and what it really means and how it really affects people, and what we can do to change it if we choose to change it. The first card was choice. Underneath it all, we have Hermit, which is the wisdom that you hold within you through your experience. The Six of Swords, moving to a safer place, safer climbs, as it were. And the Art card, which is the healing card, which is verification. This is the Temperance card. So there's healing. So the choice is that you need to deal with your addictions. You need to deal with the things that hold you back. You can see what they are. It feels like you're climbing a mountain without a rope, but there are plenty of people who will help you. The boat is coming to pull you out of the drink, so to speak, literally and figuratively. Wow, powerful cards, Pisces. Guess we got to get real now that Saturn's moving into the sign of Pisces. Goodness gracious. I have a Pisces moon, so this applies to me, and I have a feeling I know what my addiction is. Something I have to work with and deal with. It's food. Good food, yummy food, but maybe too much. Okay, let's pick a oracle card for Pisces. Oops. Spirit of the wheel, what do you have to say to Pisces? Mr. and Mrs. Pisces, the fishies. Pisces, 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 Saturn and Pisces. What do we need to be aware of? Introspection, spirit, path of the West, new perspective, retreat, and unity. Retreat and unity. Okay. Can you see that? These are such lovely cards. There we go. Yeah, the little bear. There's a bear, looks like some salmon. Bears are ferocious. They're introspective. Salmon are wise. You have recently gone through a period of confusion and chaos that has left you feeling off-centered with little control over your life. Silent retreat within creates a safe place you can calmly gain some perspective on your life. As you journey within, close off all noise and interference of your outer world. Within the sacred space, you are able to connect with your higher self and feel the oneness of spirit that will bring unity back into your life. This is an optimum time to work on developing your dreams and visions. From a place of balance and solitude, your true nature and potential will reveal itself. Pursue your dreams with the faith and trust that you aspire to create, that what you aspire to create comes from a higher vision, not from someone else's expectation. You are working from a place of universal oneness, and the ideas and thoughts that flow through your mind are truly inspired by the divine. Take the time to retreat and gain some perspective. Take the time to retreat and gain some perspective. And taking the time to retreat and gain some perspective, thank you, will bring you into a state of balance where your mind, body, emotions, and spirit are all working in sync. And here is your prayer. As I take the time now to gain some perspective within myself, I ask for your guidance, Great Spirit, to help me experience that oneness of spirit that will ultimately bring unity into my life. One of the reasons why Pisces is often associated with things like addiction is because when you take a drug or you take a drink or you take a cookie, there's this sense of euphoria that comes, but it never really lasts. And that's the addiction. That's the trap. But when you can access the oneness of all things and you can connect with your divine self, the peace doesn't go away. You take the peace with you. And so you don't have to get that high to feel good. You can just feel good. But it does take a choice, and it is a difficult what if you're held down by something. It takes the choice to be unheld, the choice to move forward, and to make a different choice. That's the message, Pisces. All right. Have yourself a wonderful month. Stay safe out there. There's a lot of crazies, and you don't want to be one of them, nor do you want to be involved in any of them. That's probably a terrible thing to say. There's some crazies out there. But there's a lot of change, and people don't always know how to deal with change. Even the best of us have difficulty dealing with change. So we can't expect the worst of us to do any better, right? All right, everyone, have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. If you're interested in taking my introduction to the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life, I'm offering that now Monday, starting Monday, March 6th to April 10th. It's happening on consecutive Mondays, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. If that's not a good time frame for you, you can still take the class, because you get the class after every class, and you get all the notes and stuff. And it's a good basic sort of ground level Kabbalah class that you kind of have to, it's like learning a language, mi ti amo, tu, like you have to learn how to say, ¿Dónde está usted? Before you have a conversation, before you go into conversational Spanish, right? So this is the ¿Dónde está usted part of the Kabbalah. I do try to keep it reasonable, so everybody, most people can afford it. And the link is below. You can go on my website to my events page, theseedtotransformation.com, the events page, and it's listed there, but I will put a link below. And until next month, take care, be safe, and be one with your higher self. Thank you, Pisces. Take care, everyone. Namaste.